So going out into the beehives today, it's the last week of August. So there's a couple of things that I want to check. I want to check for varroa mite. I also want to check how much honey they have for the winter to see if we have to feed them. Hoping they have enough honey because I haven't taken any, so I'm hoping they have enough to get through the winter. And just to see how they are in general. So come on with me, one of my favorite things, honeybees. Let's go. So this hive we're going into is the newest little hive. We got this in July, so I do want to see if they have enough honey to get through the winter. So we'll take a peek. So you can see this is the top board, and they've even went in here to start making honey. So what I need to check is they're obviously needing some more room, so I want to see if their brood box here is full of honey, and if it is, we'll have to make them some more room. So they seem to have some frames that are empty, so I'm not sure why they went into the top of the lid to make some more honey, but I'm not questioning them because they know what they're doing. I'm just here to check if they have enough honey to get it through the winter. And I'm also checking for varroa mites. I checked the bottom board here and I didn't see anything. And you also look for wings that are half eaten. That's a sign of a varroa mite as well. So far I'm seeing some really healthy bees, and they're still working to make honey, so you know, so far so good. So this top box has, you know, it's got about 5 empty frames, and then like I said, on the top of the box they've created this comb with lots of honey in it. But because we got this hive in July, I think I'm going to feed it because I don't think it has enough honey to get through the winter. So, you know, just a decision-making thing in early fall. So this is the bottom brood box, which is quite active and quite healthy. So this is the bottom brood box. You can see, you know, typically, I know I'm a fairly new beekeeper, but I see them working from the middle of the hive to the side of the hive. So if I see, you know, just a couple of frames on the side that are empty, the rest in the middle are nice and full, because that's how they typically work, from the middle to the sides. So this is the bottom brood box where the queen is, and I did see her. Can't see her right now because she took off on me, but she's a little bit bigger with larger wings, and she typically moves a little bit faster. So here's the second brood box. Now, you know, they look really healthy. I don't see evidence of half-eaten wings regarding varroa mites, but I'm probably going to make the decision to do 2 things. Treat it naturally for varroa mites because it's not going to hurt them. I use coconut oil and a drop of thyme essential oil, and I'll do that with you. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm also going to feed them because I'm just a little concerned that these boxes are not completely full and they might need a little bit of help getting through the winter. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another super on here and feed them and give them the chance to create more honey. So that's the decision we've made today. So you can see I've decided to put another super on the top. I just have decided to feed them, and they'll hopefully fill this super with honey before the winter. And you can see this is a brood box. It's a little bigger, another brood box. Sorry, here's a brood box on the bottom. That's where the queen typically is. And then your second one is a large brood box at all. And the super is just a bit smaller. I'm going to see if they fill it, and if they do, you know, before winter, then I'll just put another one on. But give them a chance to start filling this super with honey for the winter. So this hive, which is a 4-year-old hive, I was a bit worried about it in the spring because they were getting ready to swarm and they were making queen cells. So all we did is added another box on it to give it room, and they probably created a new queen because they look like they're doing just fine. And the whole top box is loaded with capped over honey, just loaded. So if the other 2 boxes are like this, I'm not even going to have to feed this hive. They will be just fine for the winter. And this is an older hive that I feel is very strong. And yeah, this is awesome. This is my first hive from 4 years ago, and they're very, very strong. So I think all we have to do here is treat it for varroa mites just as a precaution. But I think they can get through the winter with their own honey. So I've made a decision for both of these hives. I'm going to leave a small super with 10 frames at the top. It's empty right now because you never know, there might be some fall nectar flow and they'll be able to fill those frames. So I'll look at them. I'm going to come in next week anyway to do some varroa mite control, and also some, I'm going to feed this small hive because again, I bought this hive in July and I don't think they've had enough time to fill it as much as I'd like for the winter. This one here is loaded. This is my 4-year-old hive, loaded with honey. Very confident that they'll make it through the winter, but I also left the super on the top with empty frames just in case they have a chance to make even more honey. Yeah, so today was a good day. So after looking at these beautiful creatures today, I feel confident that they are going to make it through the winter. So in the next couple of days, I'm going to feed them, but today I'm going to put together the varroa mite solution for them so that when I go out to feed them, I can also put the varroa mite defense in there as well. So I'm going to make some with you today. I learned this from an old Finlander beekeeper. He does them naturally, and I've been doing it for 4 years. Cross my fingers, so far so good. I always keep some formica as a backup in my cold storage, just in case I see, you know, varroa mites getting out of control. Then I can guard against it with that. But so far I haven't had to. The natural product is working well. So let's do it together. So my formula with the treatment for varroa mites is a really good coconut oil. Just want to make sure that you can see that. So it's a coconut oil. I put 1 cup coconut oil per 1 drop of thyme essential oil. So you have to be really careful with essential oil because it can, you know, kill your bees if you use too much, because essential oils are very, very potent. So what you want to do is don't go over that drop. I'm saying that to you because my personality is 1 drop is good, let's do 10, right? No, it doesn't work that way. So 1 cup of coconut oil to 1 drop of thyme essential oil. So what I've done is I've just cut some 2-inch by about, excuse me, 6-inch strips of cheesecloth. And it's organic, unbleached cheesecloth because, you know, I don't want to put bleach in the beehive for the bees. And because I've got a large hive and a small hive, I've got 8 here. I'll put 4 in each hive. I might put 6 in the large hive, we'll see, but 4 in each hive is usually good. And yeah, so I'll show you how I make it. Usually I just mix this up and let it sit overnight. But today I'm probably going to let it sit for a couple of days because I won't get back into the beehive for a couple of days. So what I'm going to do here, because I have 8 strips, which is quite a bit, I'm going to put 2 cups of coconut oil in here. So I've got my 2 cups, just because I have quite a few strips to soak. And then I'm just going to put 2 drops of the thyme essential oil. I don't know if you can see that. I use doTERRA, but there's a lot of good essential oils on the market. So this is thyme essential oil. And I'm just going to mix that up with my hands. And then I'm going to put all these strips in here and just get them nicely coated with the oil. Kind of like kneading bread, right? Now, I just want to talk about thyme, because another thing that's wonderful is if you plant wild thyme in your garden, what happens is it's a natural protectant against the varroa mite. And the bees get, you know, when they're pollinating the wild thyme, they get thyme on their little feet and they bring it into the beehive, and that helps protect against the varroa mite as well. So one of your best friends in the garden is, you know, for your beekeeping is wild thyme. It's awesome for the bees. So I just really make sure this is soaked. And then I'm just going to put a lid on it, and I'm going to keep it on the counter until I'm ready to go back into the beehive and bring them their natural varroa treatment. So, you know, there's so many. If you talk to 10 beekeepers, this is what I found out. If you talk to 10 beekeepers, you're going to get 10 different ways that they take care of their bees. The way I like to look at it is, if I can do it as natural as possible, not only am I helping my friend the bee, because I don't want to put chemicals in there if I don't have to. I'm not saying that people that are doing it are wrong. I'm not saying that at all. I just really like to try to do it as naturally as I can. And I also feel that, you know, if you're not using chemicals in your hives, your honey is also very pure. So that's just my thinking. Everybody's different, right? So I have talked a lot to beekeepers that have been around for generations, like 6th generation, 5th generation beekeepers. And I'm happy to have a little bit of natural knowledge, which again, cross my fingers, it's been 4 years and it's working so far. So I'm very happy with it. So today was a good day, right? You have a great day.